Hey, Fearless family, we are going to do something a little bit different for our tips, really for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Troy and I have just celebrated 20 years of marriage, and we decided to put together, I don't know, it's probably 12 to 13, maybe 15 tips.
However many letters are in
healthy marriage. And we've clipped them up, so every other week for the next 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to receive a 5 to 10 minute message regarding things that we have learned over the last 20 years about maintaining a healthy, thriving relationship. The reason why we felt like this was really important was for 2 reasons. We're starting a Unite Body, Soul, and Spirit interview series coming the following week. And so we decided to do a Unite marriage series on the tips. So we're really excited about this, and we've just filmed them all, and we think that they're going to be very helpful. So welcome to Fearless Tips Unite with Troy and Christy Boulware.
In Fearless Tips and Talks, you will find wisdom and strength to overcome fear and anxiety in a world that feeds it.
Have you ever wished you had someone to coach you through stress and anxiety? Someone you could just pull out of your back pocket to give you a quick dose of wisdom and encouragement. Now you can. Welcome to this episode of Fearless Tips. I'm your host, Christy Boulware. Hello, friends and family. Welcome to Fearless Tips. We are in the Unite Tips. We are talking about healthy marriages, and we're breaking down a acrostic that...
Acrostic, not an acronym.
Yeah, that talks about healthy marriage. We did the H and the E last week for the last tip. We do these tips every other week. So
today we have H-E-A-L.
Yes.
A-L.
We have A-L for today. So the first one is A, always believe the best in one another. In Philippians 4:8, it says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things. So what do you feel about, boss? Like, always believe the best in one another. I think that's a beautiful thing to remember outside of marriage too, but specifically inside of marriage. What do you think about that?
Yeah, friendships, coworkers, anything. Just as far as always believing the best in one another. I just think, how much better are you? How much more enjoyable are you going to go out and do in your day if that morning I was like, you suck, or I was trying to think, like, say negative stuff like,
you're having a terrible hair day, you look fat.
That's not going to go so well, or all those kind of things. It's just that the power of words, the power of, like they talk about, spoken into existence. For if you're coaching, it's that difference on how are the players going to perform. If you're a motivator, just like, I think you're going to do great things. You're going to go out and you're going to hustle. You're going to execute. I can just visualize it. It's just, as far as always believing the best in one another, just when you speak great things of encouragement, just speak positive things into your spouse, you just build each other up. Mm-hmm. I think of, I had a junior high teacher, and he just said, in your marriage, he's like, you want to find a spouse where you feel so lucky, that you have each other in your life. You want to do that for them. And so you just like what the verse said, just always believe in the best, always encouraging, speaking life, speaking good things. And one another are going to go, you're going to live that way with that encouragement, that support.
Part of the reason why we wanted to do these tips, as we've noticed, like as we have been able to pour into marriages or walk alongside younger marriages or even older marriages, we realize that our marriage is an example of Christ.
Yeah.
Christianity, good marriage is a great witness to Christianity. And we feel like our marriage is so important to us because Jesus is so important to us. And when we love each other well, and we love our children, the overflow of that is loving our children well, and then loving other people well, the witness of like, ooh, it's
a waterfall effect, like when things are good and that's good, it carries over into our children, it carries over into our jobs, the way we interact with other people, because we are always believing the best in each other. And then just I mean, you just have that multiplier effect.
And I want to be careful because
Sure.
I think that there is a time to speak up. There is a time to have boundaries. There is a time to even argue healthy.
Yeah.
And this isn't like just always be happy,
yeah.
joy. I mean, we've been through a lot in our marriage, and we've learned to fight well. We've learned to communicate in a way that when the argument is through, we're closer.
Yeah.
Than more far apart. Yeah. And when there,
do we have another acrostic on, quick to listen, slow to anger, that kind of stuff? Yeah.
And we're not perfect at it. Yeah. I mean, I think just yesterday I got ticky. I didn't want to say pissy, but
I think you could say
we can bleep that part out, right? Because I thought I told you we're going to Aldi for grocery shopping, and you and we wound up at Walmart. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I hate Walmart on a Saturday.
And so the kids had texted, we need this, we need that. We were having like a lunch date, so we're like, you're like, I'll slide into the Aldi over here. Yeah. And then I needed to get.
Anyway,
but now we're at Lake St. Louis on the way home, and I pulled into the Walmart because I'd mentioned that one. You're like, Aldi. I'm like, the left turns over there. This is on
and
the
you
right.
even said, I think you need to take your anger to God right now because you're not being a very good Christian or something like that, which ticked me off even more. And so, listen, we said this was a fresh little argument we had, funny. Just literally a few days ago. So. Marriage it's a battlefield that you're constantly winning because it's never going to be perfect.
I think clarify, you don't mean one of you is winning.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you for clarifying. Yeah. But there's always little arguments that you're going to have to work through. There's always annoyances. There's always bad days. Our marriage is so far from perfect, but we're doing the work. We're showing up every day. We're believing the best in one another. When we have a bad day, we're giving grace to one another. We're each other's biggest champions. Yep. We're working through. But this whole just changing your mindset of like, hey, believing the best in one another and watching your words, being careful with your words has been life-changing in our relationship. And then also the way we parent our children, the way that our children talk to each other, the way they talk to us, like we have a high honor of words in this place.
Yes.
It's very important. So then the last one, so we've done HEA and now we're going to do L. Is laugh.
It goes without saying. I mean, I think, there's studies on laughter, what making time for laughter, having fun, just what it does for joy, positivity, probably, I think immune, I don't know, so many different things.
Well, I did. I looked up real quick. Is there science that laughing will help you? And I've always heard it, you hear of it, but it listed stress reduction, immune system boost, pain relief. It says laughter can act as a natural pain reliever. I mean, that's amazing. The release of endorphins can cause temporary pain relief, cardiovascular health, mental health benefits. I'm a big fan of that. Right. Laughter promotes a sense of well-being and can reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. That's amazing. Muscle relaxation, but then social bonding. And I think when we talk in terms of marriage, that's so big. If you and I just have a big old laugh together, we're bonding. Yeah. It's a special connection. It's a bond that we're sharing with one another when we just kind of let loose. For some reason, I think
of fruits
about
of the spirit, joy, laughter, to me, pretty synonymous with joy. You're not going to laugh and not have it be joyful,
Well, and I think about times when we don't take ourselves so seriously, you'll just randomly start belting out a song or dancing, and our kids are just
they're probably over
they want to roll their eyes, but deep down they're like, oh my gosh, my dad, he's pretty funny
with his Disney songs. That's pretty good. Yeah.
And so I think just making sure we prioritize laughter is really big. So those were our two for today. We'll come back in a couple of weeks with two more.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Fearless Tips and Talks. We hope you enjoyed the insights and advice shared today. If you love what you heard, please don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. We'd also really appreciate it if you would take a moment to rate and review on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback helps us reach more listeners and continuing to allow us to bring the best content possible to you. Hey, and we want to hear from you. Check out the show notes and use the fan mail feature labeled "Send us a text message" to share your thoughts, ask questions, or let us know what topics you'd like us to cover in the future. Remember, a life of no fear isn't the goal, but you can learn to fear less. We hope this podcast helps you achieve that. See you next time.